when we look at this, the stencil is bowed up way more than it should be. It should be sitting flush right here. We've got all this space right here. It should be flat. And space over here. So these, even though it's sitting in the sprockets and it'll feed, it's not right. So we need to adjust these sprockets to make them grab the stencil better. So we're going to lift these pinch wheels up to make sure that we get it from hole to hole tightened up. So this is the clutch knob. We're just going to loosen this up to where we can spin this bar. All right, so it will move. I've caught the holes. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit and I'm going to tighten it up. So now it is where it needs to be. Put this down, that's down, pinch wheels are down. But now, if we look at this sprocket, how it's tugging on these holes, this sprocket is not in the right place. See? And with that up, it don't jump off. With it tugging to the side like that, you can see it a lot on that one, that's gonna mess up your V-lines. It's pulling on it too hard. So what we've got to do, there is a set screw in these sprockets. All right, so there is a set screw in these sprockets. There's a set screw in this sprocket and this back one right here. They take a 3/32 Allen wrench. You just loosen this up. And sometimes, because there is a little divot in the rod, it takes it a second to break it loose to where it'll move smooth. You just got to get over that spot and you can see it right there. If you go back and forth across it a couple of times, it will end up being smooth. Now, so now I want to set it in the stencil and get it to a point where it's not tugging left or right. So it's still tugging. That's a little less. There. It's not tugging left or right. It's just sitting right in the middle. So I'm going to try to tighten it back up with the stencil still on it so that I don't pull it either direction while I tighten it. So I'm just going to pull the stencil out a little bit. Stick that in there. Check it before I get too tight. Looks good. All right, so now it's set. It's where it should be. It's not pulling on the stencil left or right. And so that if we've been having thick and thin V-lines and we know it's not our blade, we know it's not our speed, definitely look at the sprockets. If the front or the back sprocket is tugging left to right, it will cause thick and thin lines. One of the most important things for hole alignment is this knob and this front bar. If it ever has a rise in it right here, then you know this front bar needs to be adjusted.